Imagine this. You've worked your whole life. You're ready to slow things down, and you finally start looking for that perfect Florida retirement dream. Palm trees, warm breezes, mornings by the water. But then reality hits. The prices look like a bad joke. Insurance costs could buy you a second home, and suddenly retirement in paradise feels more like retirement panic. Don't worry, we've done the digging for you. In today's video, we're exploring the only affordable towns in Florida you should retire in for 2026. Places that still have sunshine, safety, and charm without the chaos, the crowds, or the million-dollar listings. These aren't the flashy tourist traps you see on postcards. They're the overlooked gems where real Floridians actually live well, sleep peacefully, and stretch every retirement dollar further than you thought possible. And the best part? You don't have to live 3 hours from civilization to afford it. These towns strike that rare balance between affordability, comfort, and that laid-back Florida vibe everyone's chasing. From lakefront havens to quiet coastal corners, you're about to see the Florida most people don't even know exists. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into America's most underrated places to live. And hey, drop a comment below. What's your dream Florida retirement spot? Who knows? It might just make it into our next video. Alright, let's kick things off with a town that's as peaceful as it is affordable, and one that locals will probably wish we'd keep secret a little longer. First up, Fort Walton Beach. Emerald Coast beauty doesn't always mean deep pockets. Fort Walton Beach proves it. Perched on Florida's stunning panhandle, this laid-back Gulf town offers retirees the postcard-perfect turquoise waters of Destin, without the Destin price tag. Fort Walton Beach is the kind of place where you can still find a 2-bedroom home near the water for less than half what you'd pay a few miles east, and that affordability stretches into everything else: groceries, utilities, even insurance. In a region often labeled Florida's Forgotten Coast, the locals here quietly enjoy some of the best quality of life in the state, all while keeping their wallets comfortably intact. But don't mistake affordable for boring. The town hums with small city energy: beach cafes, seafood shacks, and weekly events that draw everyone from military families to retirees chasing that coastal calm. The nearby Ocala Island is a gem: sugar white sand, emerald green water, and fewer crowds than you'd expect for a beach this beautiful. Fishing charters, dolphin cruises, and kayaking trips are all part of daily life. And if you need your culture fix, the downtown area's art galleries and local theater scene might surprise you. Healthcare access? Covered. Fort Walton Beach Medical Center anchors the community, and Pensacola's major medical hubs are just over an hour away. The town also benefits from the stability brought by nearby Eglin Air Force Base, which means well-maintained roads, strong local businesses, and a sense of safety that retirees appreciate. Sure, it gets hot in the summer, and hurricane season is something you respect, not ignore, but the lifestyle payoff here is massive. Fort Walton Beach gives you that Emerald Coast glow without the glitz or the grind. If your version of paradise is calm mornings, friendly faces, and a cost of living that actually makes sense, this might just be Florida's best-kept coastal secret. Sebring, Florida. If you want sunshine and small-town charm without the beachfront price tag, Sebring is calling your name. Known as the City on the Circle, Sebring is the kind of town where you can grab coffee downtown, chat with locals, and still make your tea time before noon. It's nestled right in the middle of the state, literally central Florida, surrounded by freshwater lakes instead of saltwater crowds. That inland location means fewer hurricanes, lower insurance rates, and a cost of living that actually lets your retirement budget breathe. Median home prices hover far below the coastal average, and you can still find lakefront properties that don't come with luxury tax bills. The town's signature Lake Jackson sparkles at its center, crystal clear, perfect for boating or simply sitting by the shore with your morning paper. And while Sebring is peaceful, it's not sleepy. There's the Sebring International Raceway for when you want some adrenaline, and Highlands Hammock State Park for when you'd rather just walk among ancient oaks and forget the world exists. Locals will tell you that winter mornings here are perfection. Cool enough for coffee on the porch, warm enough for a bike ride right after. One of the best parts of Sebring is that it still feels untouched by the overdevelopment that's taken over so much of Florida. There's no endless traffic, no concrete jungle of condos, and no need to fight crowds just to go grocery shopping. It's that old Florida feel people in the YouTube comments keep begging for. Affordable, quiet, and authentic. So if your version of retirement involves peace, nature, and a community that moves at your pace, Sebring might just be the calm, sunny reset button you've been searching for. Dade City, Florida. A friendly town in the Tampa area shadow where your retirement dollars stretch further than you might expect. Dade City feels like the Florida everyone wishes they could find. Small town charm wrapped in rolling hills, shaded by oak trees draped in Spanish moss, and just far enough from the chaos of Tampa to actually hear yourself think. It's one of those rare spots where you can still stroll through a downtown that feels like a movie set. Brick-lined streets, antique shops, and locally owned cafes where your barista knows your name before the end of the week. The affordability here is what first turns heads. Median home prices sit well below the Florida average. Property taxes are manageable, and there's a genuine variety of homes, from classic craftsman bungalows to small ranch-style houses tucked on quiet cul-de-sacs. Utilities, groceries, and everyday expenses all run cheaper than in the surrounding metro areas, meaning your savings actually stretch the way they're supposed to. And yet, when you want big city amenities, top-tier hospitals, major airports, or professional sports, Tampa's just 45 minutes down the road. What makes Dade City stand out is its soul. The town embraces community events the way others embrace theme parks. From the annual Kumquat Festival, yes, that's a thing, and it's huge, to vintage car shows and open-air markets that bring the whole town together. People here take pride in slow living. Porch swings, Sunday barbecues, and neighbors who look out for each other. Sure, it gets hot, and yes, you'll meet your fair share of mosquitoes. But Dade City's easy pace and affordability make those minor trade-offs worth it. In a state where coastal chaos and inflated prices dominate the headlines, this little inland gem quietly proves that retirement in Florida doesn't have to cost a fortune to feel golden. Leesburg, Florida. Surrounded by lakes and shaded by moss-draped oaks, Leesburg is a classic Florida retirement haven that still feels small town. If you've ever pictured retirement as quiet mornings on a dock, the sound of water lapping against the shore, and not a single car horn in earshot, this is it. Leesburg sits at the heart of Lake County, a region defined by sparkling lakes, easy living, and neighborhoods where golf carts are as common as cars. It's a town that manages to be peaceful without being isolated, budget-friendly without feeling bare bones. Median home prices still hover below the Florida average, and plenty of 55-plus communities, from upscale resorts to simple lakefront enclaves, make it easy to find your perfect fit without draining your savings. What's special about Leesburg is that it hasn't been swallowed by the hypergrowth that's overtaken so much of Central Florida. You still get the charming downtown with brick crosswalks, local diners, and the kind of family-run shops that remember you after one visit. The Venetian Gardens waterfront park gives residents miles of trails and boardwalks, while the surrounding Harris chain of lakes means boating, fishing, or just floating are always on the agenda. Healthcare is top-notch for a town its size. UF Health Leesburg Hospital anchors the community, and Orlando's major medical centers are just under an hour away. Plus, that inland position keeps you safe from hurricane surges and coastal insurance nightmares, something every retiree in the comments section keeps complaining about. It's easy to see why retirees quietly gravitate here. Low costs, warm winters, and an unhurried rhythm of life that feels almost nostalgic. Leesburg isn't trying to be flashy or trendy. It's comfortable, genuine, and exactly what people imagine when they dream of old Florida. It's not retirement as an escape, it's retirement as it should be. Punta Gorda, Florida. Coastal? Check. Affordable for Florida coast? Surprisingly check. Let's talk Punta Gorda. If you thought living by the water in Florida was reserved for millionaires and snowbirds with golden pensions, think again. Punta Gorda sits along the Peace River and Charlotte Harbor, giving residents those sweeping Gulf Coast sunsets without the Miami or Naples price tag. Homes here are still comparatively affordable for waterfront living, and property taxes remain below the state average. You can actually find a house with a boat dock and still have money left for dinner out, and maybe even a kayak. The downtown area feels like something out of a travel brochure. Colorful coastal cottages, boutique shops, and breezy restaurants where happy hour starts early and ends whenever the live music does. But Punta Gorda isn't just a beach postcard. It's an exceptionally well-run community. The city invests heavily in maintaining parks, bike paths, and waterfront trails, making it one of the most walkable small towns in Florida. Fisherman's Village, a waterfront shopping and dining hub, is the heartbeat of the town. Equal parts local hangout and tourist magnet, but never overcrowded. For retirees, the practical perks are huge. The area boasts strong healthcare access through Bayfront Health and HCA Florida Fawcett Hospital, and it's safely tucked away from the overdevelopment that's choking much of the southern Gulf Coast. Sure, summers get steamy, and yes, hurricanes are part of life, but locals will tell you Punta Gorda's community spirit is its real safety net. After all, this is the same town that rebuilt beautifully after Hurricane Charlie. Stronger, greener, and more resilient than before. If you want coastal living that's as peaceful as it is practical, Punta Gorda nails that sweet spot. It's proof that you can live the Florida waterfront dream without living above your means. Mount Dora. If shoreline isn't essential but charm and affordability are, you'll want to hear about Mount Dora. This Central Florida gem looks like it was plucked straight out of a postcard. A lakeside town with tree-lined streets, boutique shops, and sunsets that paint the water in shades of gold and pink. It's the kind of place where retirees don't just move to Florida, they move for this exact feeling. Mount Dora manages to be peaceful without being sleepy, affordable without being dull, and charming without trying too hard. Homes here are a breath of fresh air for anyone used to Florida's soaring coastal prices. The median home cost is far below that of nearby Orlando or Tampa suburbs, and many of the neighborhoods, whether it's a cozy cottage near Lake Dora or a villa in one of the local 55-plus communities, come with walkable access to shops, cafes, and weekend farmers markets. You get all the charm of a small town, but within an hour of big city amenities and major medical centers. Downtown Mount Dora is a treasure in itself. Art galleries, antique stores, and restaurants with front porches that make you want to linger. The annual Mount Dora Arts Festival and the boat parades on Lake Dora bring the community to life, and the town's festival season feels like it runs year-round. It's no wonder locals call it the Festival City. And while it's not directly on the coast, that's part of its magic. No hurricane surge risks, lower insurance premiums, and none of the seasonal chaos that coastal living brings. You still get lakeside beauty, mild winters, and the kind of safety and friendliness that's become rare even in small towns. Mount Dora is where affordability meets soul. A peaceful, picture-perfect corner of Florida that proves you don't need a beach to live the good life. Englewood, Florida. Want beach vibes without the big city sticker shock? Englewood quietly delivers. Tucked between Sarasota and Fort Myers, Englewood is one of those places that locals try not to talk about too much, because it's that good. It's a coastal town with turquoise water, uncrowded beaches, and a relaxed pace that makes you forget Florida can be hectic. The kicker? It's still affordable, at least by Florida coastal standards. Median home prices remain lower than in neighboring Sarasota or Venice, and there's no state income tax draining your retirement check. You get all the Gulf Coast charm, palm trees, sunsets, and sea breezes, without having to play financial gymnastics to afford it. Manasota Key, the town's crown jewel, offers miles of soft sand, where you can still find shark teeth and seashells instead of shoulder-to-shoulder beachgoers. Locals love Stump Pass Beach State Park for its calm trails and dolphin sightings, while Lemon Bay provides endless opportunities for kayaking and fishing. It's coastal Florida in its purest form, laid back, friendly, and blissfully underdeveloped. Englewood also checks the peace of mind boxes retirees care about most. It's small enough to avoid major congestion, but close enough to Venice Regional Hospital and Sarasota Memorial for top-tier medical care. And while coastal insurance rates across Florida can be a headache, Englewood's slightly elevated terrain and solid infrastructure help keep costs more manageable. The community vibe here is what seals the deal. You'll find farmers markets, art fairs, and beach bars that feel like they've been here since the 70s, because many of them have. It's the kind of place where flip-flops are considered formal wear and rush hour means waiting behind 2 golf carts. For retirees craving that old Florida authenticity, before the luxury condos and high-rises took over, Englewood is the rare coastal escape that still feels like home, not a resort brochure. Fort Pierce. Treasure Coast sweet spot. Fort Pierce is under the radar for retirees on a budget. If you've ever dreamed of retiring near the ocean but thought the Florida coast was completely out of reach, Fort Pierce will change your mind. This laid-back Treasure Coast town gives you genuine beachside living, waves, sea breeze, and all, without the sky-high price tags of its flashier neighbors like Vero Beach or Jupiter. It's one of the last coastal areas in Florida where you can still buy a single-family home for a reasonable price, and the cost of living stays comfortably below the state average. What makes Fort Pierce special is its balance. You get real small-town authenticity with easy access to modern amenities. The historic downtown district is the heartbeat of the community. Cobblestone streets, colorful murals, and a waterfront farmers market that's one of the best in the state. Locals gather for live music, fresh seafood, and sunset views that make you wonder why anyone would ever pay double to live 20 miles south. Fort Pierce sits right on the Indian River Lagoon, with the Atlantic just over the bridge. Boating, fishing, and beach walks are daily routines here, not weekend splurges. And while it's coastal, it still feels peaceful. No shoulder-to-shoulder crowds, no high-rises blotting out the sun. It's got that old Florida charm people keep wishing they could find again. Healthcare options are solid too, with HCA Florida Lawnwood Hospital right in town and several specialty centers nearby. Add in strong hurricane preparedness, manageable traffic, and a cost of living retirees can actually sustain. And Fort Pierce hits that rare trifecta of safety, affordability, and seaside serenity. It's not glitzy, and that's exactly the point. Fort Pierce feels like Florida before it went corporate. Simple, sunny, and sincere. For retirees chasing coastal calm without financial chaos, this town is pure gold on the Treasure Coast. Ocala. Horse country meets budget-friendly homes. Ocala is emerging as one of Florida's smartest retirement moves. Set in the rolling heart of Marion County, Ocala feels more like Kentucky than coastal Florida. All green pastures, mossy oak trees, and gentle breezes that carry the sound of horses in the distance. This is Florida's equestrian capital, but you don't need to ride or race to enjoy it. What draws retirees here is the perfect mix of affordability, tranquility, and access. Homes are dramatically cheaper than those on either coast, and property taxes and insurance costs stay low thanks to the city's inland location. Add in a cost of living about 15% below the state average, and it's easy to see why retirees are quietly flocking here. Ocala's downtown has blossomed in recent years, evolving from sleepy southern square to lively cultural hub. You'll find farmers markets, locally owned cafes, art walks, and restaurants that serve farm-to-table meals. Because, well, farms are literally right down the road. But despite its small-town heart, Ocala has the kind of infrastructure retirees need. Top-notch healthcare through Advent Health Ocala, dozens of senior-friendly communities, and easy access to Orlando, Gainesville, and the Villages for weekend adventures. Nature lovers have it made here. Silver Spring State Park, one of the largest artesian springs in the world, offers crystal-clear waters perfect for kayaking, glass-bottom boat rides, and spotting manatees. Hiking trails, forest preserves, and scenic drives through horse country make every day feel like a mini vacation. And unlike the beach towns that get overrun each winter, Ocala keeps its peaceful rhythm year-round. There's no hurricane surge, no overpriced insurance, and no endless line of tourists clogging the streets. It's calm, grounded, and refreshingly genuine. For retirees seeking Florida sunshine without the chaos or cost, Ocala isn't just affordable, it's intentional living done right. Inverness. Tucked around sparkling lakes a bit inland from the Gulf, Inverness might just be Florida's best-kept affordable retirement secret. If you've ever dreamed of a Florida retirement without the noise, traffic, or sky-high HOA fees, Inverness delivers that old-school Sunshine State feel that's quietly disappearing elsewhere. This isn't the Florida of luxury high-rises and tourist traps. It's front porch evenings, Friday night fish fries, and neighbors who actually wave back. Homes here still average well under the statewide median, and property taxes are refreshingly manageable. Many retirees settle into cozy bungalows near the Withlacoochee State Trail, one of the longest paved trails in Florida, perfect for morning bike rides and sunset strolls without worrying about dodging beach crowds. The town itself is wrapped around Lake Apopka, a chain of calm, freshwater lakes that glimmer under the afternoon sun. Locals love it for boating, kayaking, and fishing. Though, let's be honest, most retirees use fishing as code for floating with a cold drink in hand. The area's cost of living sits comfortably below the national average, yet Inverness still offers strong access to healthcare thanks to Citrus Memorial Hospital right downtown. It's that rare blend of peace, affordability, and convenience. And for those worried about Florida's extremes, hurricanes, traffic, or tourists, Inverness sits just far enough inland to dodge most of the worst storms while still keeping you within an hour of the Gulf Coast. That balance is exactly why more retirees are quietly choosing this part of Citrus County. It's the kind of place where you can still buy a home without selling your soul. Or your 401k. In short, Inverness is what people think they're moving to Florida for before they accidentally end up in Miami traffic. And there you have it. 10 of the most affordable, peaceful, and downright livable towns in Florida for retirees in 2026. From the oak-shaded streets of Leesburg to the turquoise waters of Fort Walton Beach, each of these spots offers something Florida's flashier cities lost a long time ago: balance. You don't have to sacrifice comfort for cost or scenery for sanity. These are the places where mornings start with quiet walks instead of traffic, where sunsets still feel personal, and where your savings actually go somewhere meaningful. If you're planning your next chapter, or just daydreaming about one, maybe it's time to trade the noise of the city for the stillness of lake water or the hum of crickets at night. Whether you're drawn to Ocala's rolling pastures, Fort Pierce's coastal calm, or Sebring's central serenity, Florida still has room for people who want the real version of the Sunshine State. The one built on community, nature, and a slower pace of life. So, which one of these towns would you move to? Drop your answer down below. I'd love to hear which of these hidden gems feels like home to you. And if you enjoyed exploring Florida's more affordable side, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into America's most underrated places to live. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the best retirement spot isn't the one with the most hype. It's the one with the most heart.